Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another prediction. This time, I am going completely senile and am joined by two people. Introduce yourselves, starting with, I guess, the Monokuma one.
Yes, hi, I am the GumballViking, not a tomato. Please stop calling me that. This identity crisis is driving me insane.
That's him.
Yep, we're just waiting for the other one.
Come on, Frisk.
There, no, there is no other one. I was never here. Be quiet.
No, he's here. Drag him
No.
out, drag him out.
No.
Expose him.
Please don't.
Anyway, this is the prediction for matchup that you see on screen right now.
Yeah, matchup
Yes.
I have no investment in, and I don't know what kind of thumbnail is going to be made for this one.
I mean, Hyper has a couple that you can use. Hashtag self-promotion.
But those are Hypers, who hasn't even introduced himself, so this is the first time we're name-dropping him.
All right. Say hello to Hyperstarman, whose real name is.
No, I'm not here. I'm going to continue to say that.
All right. So anyway,
Yes, this is the prediction.
since you don't have any real investment in this matchup, mind if I just give a background history of this?
I don't really mind. Yeah, go ahead.
All right. Sure. Awesome. Okay. So
Fucked up
Steven
Fisto.
Universe as a show has always been like one of my favorite during my teen years. And I think that was the case for lots of people because it turned a giant fan base quickly. And then during the time that I watched Yokai Watch, just the first episode of Star Versus came on right after. So I'm like, oh, I'll stick around. And that's how I got introduced to it. And both of these shows were really similar. And this is when I was really getting into the Versus community. So I thought, hey, these two should fight each other, and that's how this became my most wanted for the next 5 years. And I'm not alone. Like Hyper, me, Red, the server. Yeah, I own a server, by the way. Red, it's there. Hyper's there. Nemesis is a mod there. Most of the people, the higher ups of the server, they have a real history with this matchup. Me, Hyper, and Red in particular.
That's Red Runner for anyone who doesn't know. I'm feeling generous.
call
I'll
him Red.
I'll put a link to his channel in the description because I'm feeling generous.
Awesome. I'll put a link to mine in the comments section because I'm feeling selfish.
Well, if you comment, that
Wow.
itself is a link to your fucking channel, moron.
I'ma do it anyway.
Anyway, yes, keep going.
And then, all right. So basically, we all have a history with this matchup. I even wrote a script for it. It's ROM, but we'll get to that when we get to it. All you need to know is that these are characters that I have a real strong attachment to, and many people feel the same. And I'm just really happy they were finally able to get this done this season.
Oh, finally, 5 years late.
I have waited for quite a while for this one because me the bit like for what I want in my matchups. I just like cartoon matchups because I grew up on a lot of them and re-experiencing them through DB. Like recently with just Poe. Poe with the anime movies and like other stuff like Samurai Jack and Ben 10. It just fills me with so much nostalgia to see them back here interacting with these characters.
I'm
And
sorry,
this
did
one-
you just say the B word?
Yes, I did say the B word.
He did,
Also, this is
nostalgia.
strange. Yeah, and this is also strangely coming around that same time his battle came out. I wonder if that's some metaphor.
Well, speaking of, yeah, the day that Steven versus Star drops is also the anniversary of the server that we own. So happy
Yeah.
anniversary for that. We're gonna be on Red Runner's reaction for that. It's gonna be such a blast.
By we, he does not mean me.
Us
No,
too.
you're not. You never got an invitation. I'm sorry.
That's true. I would only be on one that I give a shit about.
You would have to destroy your sleep schedule for that.
That too. I mean, I normally stay up to around 3 to watch it with the other folks. But I didn't do that this time for Pover's Iron Fist because it's an episode that Biff needed to watch and he was not available the regular time, and I was not going to stay up to like 6-7 a.m. So I'm just not in it.
Fleet's episode, but let's just stay on topic here.
Yes, let's try to do that this time. I'm definitely not good that with Mal or even with Phantom. Really, the only one who's been on topic this whole time is Cyber. He brought like a fucking college essay, and I know he's going to bring a bigger one for Mato versus Aizen, and he's going to bring 5 college essays for Ken versus Aaron if that ever happens.
He has a lot of essays.
Oh my god, I'm sorry, dude.
Oh, don't worry, so am I.
But yeah, I guess from my personal experience from the show, I watched it growing up a kid around my teen years, and I enjoyed it during the first season. It was, it was an interesting show. Like, and then when I saw Star, and I was like, oh hey, that's similar to it. That's pretty cool. I wonder if there would be a crossover, or maybe have them fight. That would be cool. I came up with that.
Unrelated, but Steven Universe really feels like a Disney show, and it should have been. They would have been treated better there. I feel like. And I'm getting off topic again.
Yes, you did. I mean, yeah, they do have. I feel like it's the other way around for me with Star specifically. I feel like it's the other way around where Star feels kind of surreal that Star is on there. I don't know. It was just around that time it came out. It feels sort of weird how it's a Disney Channel show. It feels a bit surreal to me. Like it could I feel like both shows could take place in the same universe, which I guess is why they were.
I mean, I feel like the cosmologies would sort of clash there. One's about evil space rock empire, the other's about magic.
I guess, yeah. They just give off similar vibes.
Yeah, they give off sims.
Which,
this does bring me to a legitimate concern I will have with the episode, and that is, so Star and Steven are mildly controversial, you could say.
Oh, yeah. So yeah, it.
Yeah, just put like mildly in quotation marks, and you got it down right.
Basically,
that presenting the joke, yeah, again.
Yes, I will keep doing that. I have ruined Red's reactions. I will ruin this prediction too.
You did say that you would. You did message me saying, "Yo, I'm gonna bring you so much agony when this prediction comes around," which is funny because you almost weren't in it.
You really gonna? Oh yeah. Well, yeah, you saying I'm gonna take Hyper spot because Hyper called dibs first in his Cole versus Alex spot. Like that's ever gonna happen. Why did I think it was gonna be next? I honestly,
like that's ever gonna happen.
Yeah, like
So
I was convinced. Phantom convinced me. My DM just like, I genuinely think Cole versus Alex is the next time, and I'm just like, please stop. Don't give me hope. I'm tired of it. I waited a decade for this.
Shut the fuck up, Phantom.
Listen, Hyper, you were missing the key piece of Strunton telling everyone to shut the fuck up. That was like the cornerstone to confirm it, and he never did that.
No. You see, I had a sub.
All right. Please, let's actually move on. What do we do now?
Well, I mean, I was just like, it is kind of on topic. I am concerned for how the reaction's going to be amongst certain parts of the community because of how controversial these two series got, at least near the end. Though, I mean, with Steven's case, I remember people shit talking a lot about.
Yeah.
That's going to be interesting.
I feel like, I don't think that's going to be an issue. We just had a Ruby fight.
I mean, I guess, yeah, but these two in particular, especially with Star in terms of how they ended, did not bode well with the fandom.
Oh my god, imagine if they fucking make a genocide joke in the episode.
Remember that
at bare minimum.
All right, you say that you doubt it, but they made a Persona 4 joke in Iron Fist versus Poe.
Okay, those two are not comparable in any way. That does not.
They did the really unexpected.
Persona? You like Persona? You like Undertale? It's going to happen.
No, they did the really unexpected in that episode. They brought up members of Boomstick's family that aren't his father.
All right. Let's save the review for when you actually review it.
Yeah, I still don't know what I'm going to say about that one. Although there's a good chance I might get out the review before the prediction, just because Poe is a very important character to me, and I would probably want to get to the review as soon as possible. Regardless.
All right. I just want to say, like, all right, okay, let's start.
Let's start with attack potency, and you know what? Let's start small. let's start with Steven.
All right. I got this. So
Yeah, you're gonna have to, because
Steven
I don't know much
is
about the scaling.
fucking everywhere in terms of attack potency. I would say it's safe to say that his attack scales to his defense because it's all through gem powers, you see, which is basically like space drugs that are inside your system. At least for humans, because usually all gems are actually holograms with mass. That's how they say it.
Why? Because they're
And
rocks.
those powers just kind of course through them. And now you got a human in the mix, and yeah, basically you're a walking glow stick of power. And
I'm way
that
too
is
tired for
my
this.
theory on how his attack and durability scale. Usually you can just say that and no one would bat an eye, but now I just had to prove it, and wow, we have not made any progress at all.
Well,
Alright,
I
so,
can see why some people would think it wouldn't scale, because he is a character who explicitly uses a shield.
Yeah.
So I can understand why some people would think it shouldn't scale, because obviously the shield would be more for defense than for bashing someone's head in. I mean, then again, in real
So
life,
let's
a
just-
shield's a very
let's
effective
just
tool to
start
beat
at the
someone to
bottom
death.
and work our way up.
Alright, we are
here
starting
at
at
the
the bottom
bottom-
with Steven.
Yes. Stephen on bottom. Alright, no.
I wish you
we're not
didn't
doing
say that.
Okay.
Don't say that. Never say that.
Alright then. Okay, so starting at the bottom of the feet chain is the one moment when Spinel just said, fuck it, I'm going to go One Piece on your ass, and punches him, takes apart the clouds, takes apart a good chunk of the city, giant earthquake as a result of the punches. Steven no-sells it.
You're gonna need to show
I
me
think
the
it's-
scene.
No, I don't need to. I'm just going to say, like, I'm no good with numbers, but I think it's a pretty blatant, probably large town feat. Given out parts clouds, it causes an earthquake across the boardwalk. He lives in a boardwalk, by the way. Fucking jealous.
How many clouds? Because like I feel like, you know, it
I
doesn't
think it
matter.
was
It doesn't
one
matter.
bi-
Go on to the
It
next
was
thing.
one big cloud. All right, so we're gonna go from large town to dwarf star here. This is the big one, the big feat that everyone was talking about. So in a flashback episode, I think this was during the war with the diamonds. I think they were either escaping or firing an attack at the planet, and it caused this bright flash that envelops the entire solar system within the Earth's view. And that white flash of power was calced at Dwarf Star initially. And
Yeah.
many
and it
people
was...
don't buy the flash because it doesn't really seem like an attack kind of thing. But you can back it up with a video game. I think it's Save the Light, where one of the levels is literally a black hole, and it's comparable to the size of other planets, and you have to traverse through that. And I heard it's a bit fucky because it doesn't have the exact properties of a black hole, but it would still back up the dwarf star.
Wait, did someone make
thing.
the black hole, or did someone like destroy the black hole or move it?
I think it's a natural black hole that they just kind of moved around and weren't affected at all by it.
I know that would not be
Yeah.
Dwarf Star, man. That would be like,
Yeah.
I remember talking with a bunch of people on a black hole calc involving the Flash, and it's like at best mountain level. So that would probably not be good supporting evidence. Though for speed,
Yeah.
We're not done yet. We're not done yet.
Yeah,
you
let me-
thought you were safe.
Yeah.
you're gonna go
Yeah,
to
no,
the
let
next
me
the
take-
next calc for the same feat, right?
All right. We're
Yeah,
going
it's-
back to the white flash thing, but then it got revised, and yeah, I'll let you take it from here.
Yeah, basically it was recalced from dwarf star to solar system. Basically that's how much energy that you would need in order to create the white flash, basically, and it was buffed to solar system, so that would be the highest possible feat for Steven to scale, basically.
Thanks,
And
Tiki.
he would scale to the diamonds.
Yeah.
Yes, because Steven basically wipes the floor with the diamonds as a future. He was able to hold his own against every other gem. This includes the diamonds, I believe. and he's literally the reincarnation. I'm not sure if that's the right word, but the descendant of Pink Diamond, who is also said to be on their power level, and I think he has surpassed Pink Diamond in powers and abilities. So if anything, he should upscale from them.
Jesus Christ! Right now, I'm hearing all this Diamond talk. I'm just thinking of the band King Diamond. Anyway,
I'm thinking more of Crazy Diamond from Pink Floyd.
Thinking about Steve mining diamonds.
Mining away.
Okay, so you can safely well, I don't know if you say safely, but at best place Steven around solar system. So how exactly does Star wipe the floor with him?
All right. So where to begin? Actually, you see, Star is seen at around Uni, and for the longest time, everyone thought it was bullshit. Because here's the really unique thing here: when it comes to Star's AP, there was no one outright blatant claim for the longest time. It was a bunch of all of these claims all over the place, but they all have one glaring flaw in them, so you could debunk them all one at a time, no big deal. And then out of nowhere, a fucking merchandise book has this one tiny section of one of Star's ancestors, who she upscales from, talking about how she blew up a universe for fun. So that's great. That's great.
Yep. So yeah, and well, yeah, and also regarding back to the wiping, for the time being, it was star level Steven Universe versus universal level Star Butterfly.
Oh my God, Wiz! We cracked the code. Steven Universe was star level, and Star Butterfly was universal. Oh! My dad would have loved to be here to see this moment if he wasn't such a shitty father.
You were waiting for that, weren't you?
Yes.
I was.
He was just plotting his time, like, all right, they're going to bring up the stats soon. Now's my chance.
I was waiting for someone to explicitly bring up the name thing.
I wish it still did. I mean, like, yeah, it's just a kind of a simple joke, but I wish it was.
Don't get the wrong idea. Steven had plenty of options to take Star out, but unfortunately, Star fucking no-sells his shitty ass.
Yeah.
Yeah, he had plenty of options if they worked.
You know, you're joking, but that is something I would 100% expect him to see. Or at least it was around season 6, because they would talk about how close it is, and then this guy's wall level while he's universal.
They have not had Wall versus Universal yet. I can confirm that much.
Yes.
The biggest gap, not counting Dr. Fate, was fucking multi-city block versus Universal.
I was wondering if you forgot Ganon versus Drac, or if it wouldn't qualify, because they said at their best, Ganon's like planet, and Drac is
I did put it in the comments that the way they explicitly compare it to like car batteries and like batteries. So, Ganondorf has a planetary amount of energy he can draw from, and Ganondorf can draw from an entire universe worth of energy, but they don't directly compare it to
You said Ganondorf twice.
Well, you can suck a dick. Dracula can take energy from an entire universe, so they don't even like compare it to attack potency. They just outright compare it to the amount of power they have access to, like how Galaxia can draw from infinite energy, but she's not multiversal plus.
And now is a great time to mention that we're off topic without bringing attention to the fact that I'm the reason because of that.
That's fine. But speaking about universal levels of power, did Star fight a universe? Because that's something I hear a lot, is that she fought a living universe.
Phantom literally just posted a video about a guy who claimed he was made of infinite timelines and dimensions.
That word is rude.
So, it's not uni anymore. It's multi-plus if you buy that.
How about we just don't bring that up, okay? How about just leave it at uni as it is? Because I cannot.
All you need to be concerned about is that Ponyhead does not scale to any of this. Thank God.
Those are all just words to me.
Keep
Trust
it that way.
me. Yes, I envy you.
So
Alright,
essentially, this sentient universe is more than that, And apart from that, there's just one statement in a merchandise book and a bunch of other vague statements that without that one other statement would be completely unusable.
All right, and you can, I guess, try to debunk the book statement too, because some dimensions in the Star multiverse, one's literally just the size of a dance studio.
Ah, building level
It
star
doesn't
butterfly, I see.
Awesome. Anyways, it doesn't
Awesome.
specifically say the size of the universe is that person destroyed, but if we just assume it's a normal one, then yeah. There's also a claim that all star spells scale to each other, which no, they fucking don't. Shut up. Anyways, time for speed, movement. And yeah, this is the only advantage Steven has. And that disappoints me a lot. So, you see, physically, Steven's pretty fast. That much we know. But Steven, while unconscious, is the main attraction here. I shit you not.
Okay, explain.
Okay, so whenever Steven is knocked unconscious, he can just... You know how Hiei has like a spirit form where he can just travel around and do shit?
Yeah.
Yeah, Steven has that. But not only can he do that, he can possess other people really easily. And he's done that because he's invaded people's dreams. Meaning that it's possible, I think you can make a case for him to just go inside the magic dimension. But I think that's like way too dubious to say for sure. And that would imply Star would just knock him out, not just vaporize his ass day one. First hit, or whatever. And the instance of this feat that many people go to, unconscious Steven, well, subconscious, I guess, went from Homeworld, which is outside of the galaxy, all the way to Earth within the span of an hour, and possessed a watermelon Steven. And it seems that it's just full on instant when he wakes up.
Nope. What, Steven?
Oh yeah,
Sure.
Steven
Melon.
gave birth to a breed of watermelons.
Yeah, that happened.
No, go back. Okay, let's pretend...
Steven
Okay,
gave birth to a breed of watermelons!
okay, explain it to me like I'm Slaughter.
Alright, okay, so listen here, you fucking idiot. So one episode of Steven Universe, he eats some fucking watermelon, spits out the seeds, because voring the seeds is fucking disgusting, okay? And then the seeds, they said, that was kinda hot, and they turn into Steven. And then they do all of his bidding, like Waluigi for Esdeath, alright? And then they become evil, because they want to serve Steven Senpai. And this causes the gems to have to go out of their way to fucking murder the watermelons until they made their own tribe of people on a remote island. And that island, way later, Steven possesses one of them to create a health beacon to have other people go to Homeworld to save his ass. And that was my TED Talk.
Okay. I think the best part...
I totally forgive everyone for
best
skipping
part
the
is
video up to this point.
People out of context just imagining the Mario character Waluigi, who would solo a Kamega kill, being a simp for Esdeath. Right,
Please
so,
don't join our server. It's funnier without the context.
I'm not putting a link in the description for that, no. So...
It's not worth it.
I would imagine out of the galaxy an hour, million, billion, something like that, maybe higher.
I think it was quadrillion, but I'm not positive. It's been a while since I looked at that feat.
Quadrillion, I could
So
imagine that
anyway,
too.
Star more or less has fuck all, because you could say, oh, it's impressive because she flew through dimensions, but it's also because she literally carries a pair of scissors that lets her travel to dimensions like portals, and her own butterfly state because she could turn into a butterfly because of puberty.
Wasn't there some argument about attacks that went across the universe or some shit like that?
I mean, like, she can create those portals with that butterfly form on her own, so any attacks that do that can just easily just use those portals. Bada bing, bada boom.
Nasty prostate condition. Got it.
Go, gadget colonoscopy.
So, essentially, Star obliterates him in attack potency, but gets blitzed. You're saying?
Yeah, well,
I've heard many people say that Star could match in speed, but I haven't seen those arguments, nor have I believed it. So
I have heard them from I have heard them from people who I do regularly debate with. I just haven't seen them personally, so I wouldn't be surprised if she held that advantage too. So this could be dated very easily.
I should have asked Big Speedy to join.
Completely unrelated, but one of Star's most quote-unquote powerful spells is literally just a spider with a top hat, and there's a minigun inside the top hat.
Yeah, that's the thing.
So, how exactly does Astral Unconscious Steven scale to regular Steven speed? How are they comparable?
Well, when Steven in the real world just moves around, time literally stops around him because he goes so fast.
Right, that would just be light speed, though.
I guess, but he also reacts to people who were able to react to his subconscious. So...
Right, you should have just started with that, dumbass.
I will start however I want. Okay, then. Alright.
Durability, and this does seem kind of important, because a lot of people would say that Star does not scale in durability to her own attack potency, because magic.
Alright, 2 words, whispering spell.
Okay, 2 words. That doesn't fucking mean anything to me.
Alright. I shall explain it to you. Actually, Hyper will. You haven't been talking for the past 5 minutes.
I mean, you've just been kind of leading the convo, and I just sort of let you roll with it. But I guess, well, for Steven, it would naturally scale to his attack potency would actually naturally scale to his durability, especially with his shields and stuff and defenses.
Well, yeah, that much is pretty clear.
Yeah,
we're just talking about Star now.
Yeah, but for Star, it's I can't remember, but I can't remember that she debatably scales or not. No, she does. I remember that it does actually scale through her wand because of like her super form, where she like has the match because of her super form. Oh, I forget what it's called.
But where she like the butterfly form. She basically just turns into supersonic, but if it was in Sailor Moon. Imagine if like Sailor Galaxia with an even worse hairdo.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. But basically, she was able to. Yeah, she's able to scale to her own Dura because with her because she's able to like harness her own magic without her wand. That was actually that was actually a bit that would happen for a while.
You could also just say that she scales because she fights her relatives all the time who have the same access to these magic powers.
Yeah, and that. Oh, and I think also Toffee as well. I remember hearing that like.
All right. You gotta explain who Toffee is now because Nemesis will just think that's some kind of candy.
Yeah, Toffee's a candy. He's a walking candy in a business suit. That's what it is.
All right, so basically he's a freaky salamander man who was able to become magic incarnate, which is also universal based on one of those other claims I mentioned beforehand, and Star blew him up after, I believe, he basically consumed her. I'm not going to word it any other way.
Yo. Man, Biffy's gonna hear that and he's gonna like pop off. He's gonna know exactly what that is. Oh my god.
I did not know this side of Biffweed.
His very first line in a Galaxy Grudge match was dropping the word vor. So,
You know, we were having a good time until I discovered this information.
Discovered? I imagine you had this information in you. Like, you had another whole universal thing ready and you just didn't think to drop it.
Because there were just so many. All right. So there's another universal thing. there's a universal thing in the first fucking episode where Star's mom says, "Oh, the wand is dangerous. It can destroy the universe if it's in the wrong hands," which had no backing source in the show itself for a good while. And then, hey, remember that book? There it is. That's
There
all.
he is.
That's all. Yep. It's the fucking book.
So essentially, Stephen.
Basically, the thing that nails Stephen to his cross, he's going to get crucified because of this one book. It's flat out merchandise, and it ties everything together.
He got crucified because of a book. Well, that sounds about fitting. So essentially, Stephen is way weaker, but he could be faster, but he could also not be faster.
And the thing is, Star will have to one-shot him because any damage that he would take, even if it knocks him out, will heal it instantly because of his gem powers.
Because he's a rock.
There was one episode where he went to the hospital, and it said, "Oh, your bones are fucking shattered," but they were healed instantly.
Well, I guess the good thing
Yeah,
is a good thing that she is gonna one-shot him then.
He does have superior regen.
Yeah, by a landslide. I don't think Star has any. I don't know if there are any spells that heal her that much. If there were, she would spam the fuck out of them.
Speaking of which, what are their hacks abilities?
Steven
Fuck,
has
I'm good at
none.
segues, man.
All right, so like, Steven has like possession, and that's it, and he can't even use it. Awesome. Meanwhile, Star has an entire book of spells from their ancestors, which leads to teleportation, mind reading, time stopping, in durability negation, existence erasure, and I think that's basically the tip of the iceberg. Because in the spell book, anyone who had possession of the wand could literally make shit up and it would work. And so, like, other princesses at the time, like, "Oh, I'm going to wipe out whole armies. Oh, I'm going to reset a universe." Or Star said, "Narwhal XD," and that's just how it's been for the past 3 seasons. But she can still use the spells of the other people. She just chooses to throw narwhals at you. Because, haha, funny Disney show.
I mean, narwhals are pretty cool, so...
You know, yeah, they're fucking awesome. But she's still throwing a narwhal at you.
Okay, mate. If I threw a narwhal at you, you would not think, funny Disney. You would think, oh shit, I'm fucked. How did he throw a narwhal? They're very heavy.
Alright, but you see, she fires them out of her hand.
How big are these fucking
simple.
narwhals?
They're the size of normal narwhals, but it also has an eye patch because
big
there's
are her
one
hands?
episode where I got an eye ripped out.
How big are her hands?
They're about like 3 big.
How
Yes.
does that work?
By numbers. Can you count?
Yeah.
1, 2,
Oh, yeah, that's
4,
right.
5.
That's right. All of her spells are technically alive. Like, they live inside of her wand.
What the fuck?
Until they didn't, because she doesn't have the wand anymore, but they still live constantly around her. Bad writing. Oh
Yeah, no,
my
like-
god, there's so much to say about season 4, but I have to hold my tongue.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's a thing that just never. Let's just pretend that never happened. Yeah. Anyways, all of her spells are technically alive and live inside the wand. It's kind of weird, but it's also kind of. But I also kind of like that. It's kind of cool.
I've heard some people
Hyper-
doubting her
Why did
ability,
you say it like
her
that?
ability to stop time. So
Well, that was because it
nobody
was done
say
by
any
Father
fucking
Time, but
funny-
she was the one that kicked off the. She was the one that kicked it off, but it was Father Time who kept it that way because haha, funny Disney show. I'm gonna be saying that a lot because that's literally the only explanation I
she
can provide.
can stop time on her of her own
But she
accord.
can't turn it back on.
Yeah.
So she's going to stop time to stop Steven from blitzing, and then she's going to kill him, and then she's going to be stuck in frozen time for eternity, unable to breathe, unable for light to hit her retina, unable to hear anything because sound waves no longer traveling through the air,
Nemesis, we've had this situation before, and Mickey just straight up didn't do it.
walking around in frozen time, and thus all the molecules are getting attached to her body, so if time does restart, they're all going to suddenly cause an explosion because they're not able to move out of the way fast enough. She's going to create a vacuum everywhere she goes because air is not going to be refilling the area.
Listen to me. Listen to me. Repeat this after me, okay? Ha ha, funny Disney show.
Shut the fuck up, you. Did I say it right?
All right, then. All right, glad we are on the same page. Okay. So
Steven's only advantage is speed, and that's a maybe. And
Depending on what you
regeneration.
buy, basically.
I guess you could say experience because he's been hanging out with these gems his entire life and has started fighting at a younger age.
Oh yeah, and there is
Meanwhile,
no.
Star. What?
No, it's because Star kind of trained when she was like a kid and always been in combat experience, while Steven's mostly a pacifist most of the time.
All right,
yeah,
but you can say that, but you could say combat training in parentheses. I mean quotation marks, because even with that, she didn't really fight that much at all. Instead, she just kind of did whatever the fuck she wanted, and then the second she got her hands on the wand, she burned down her kingdom.
I mean, that's but she still fought, unlike Steven, who was a pacifist. But yeah, that is
maybe the
thing that happened.
genocide route started a lot sooner than we think.
Is Steven not older? By future, at least.
Steven is like a couple years older. I think he's 16.
Yeah, I think he's like about the same age, maybe.
Oh,
both of them are way younger than the internet wants to admit.
I hate that you said that, man. I just hate that you said that.
Just bleep it.
It'll sound worse if I bleep it. People will think you said something that's much worse.
Maybe you should.
All right, so Steven. Okay, so. All right, Nemesis, you've repeated this a lot of time. But yeah, Steven's only real advantage is speed and singing voice.
Well, yeah, that's a maybe depending on what you buy. Regen and technically, physically, like in terms of physical strength, he would technically be stronger. Not like overall attack potency, because that goes to start with her magic. But in terms of physical strength, he would also technically have that edge. But that's about it.
And then people who haven't seen season 4 are like, oh, just disarm the wand, she'll be powerless. Nope, she just does it on her own now. It was never explained.
Right. Okay.
Alright, completely unrelated to a fight, but in terms of
something that's off
their
topic,
social circles, Steven takes that advantage by a landslide because Steven isn't friends with a disembodied pony head who has the same personality as Miley Cyrus. I'm not repeating that. You can't make me.
So what do you guys want in the animation? Now that we've firmly gotten past the prediction part, because...
Alright, so it's confirmed to be Sprite, and unlike
I know
many
who I
people,
want
I'm
on there.
actually genuinely hyped for that.
Because...
I
wait, you go first.
Alright, so... Many people are like, why isn't it hand-drawn? This is a complete missed opportunity. Alright, so I got 3 reasons to debunk that. 1, Origin's working on it, 100%. There's no way he isn't.
Definitely.
Yeah,
2, they have been working on puppet animation for so long now, and we have seen what it looks like at its best, and these characters need to move fluidly for this episode to be at its best. And 3, the hand-drawn animations aside from Jack versus Afro, they just wouldn't cut it. Blind Ferret is just way too gory, and it would not fit the characters at all. And the other style of hand-drawn that we've seen, they're way too stiff, reuse too many frames, and it just does not work for these characters. So, Sprite was the best way to go, in my opinion.
Well, yeah, I mean, like, yeah. It was either going to be like in the way that either Jets does it or Sprites, which I'm happy for, which means that my lad Origin, he did a great job for Poe Iron Fist, the shots that he did, and if he would work on that, then this would come even full circle. I would be.
For people who don't know, Origin's very first animation was Steven versus Star.
Yeah.
And we got it wrong.
Well, how long ago was this?
Almost 2 years, actually. I
Oh
think.
yeah. Wait.
I better go
Huh.
check on YouTube right now.
I am.
All right, Nemesis, stall.
Uh. Yeah, this came out 2 years ago. There you go.
I was mostly
Alright.
wondering when did the star become universal? Because I feel like if Star is not at that
Uh,
level of power, she just gets
that
creamed.
that depends on when you buy, where you would buy the statements. I think the merchandise book came shortly out after the series finale, or maybe it was the wait between seasons 3 and 4. I have not been up to date on that.
Basically, whenever that book came out, basically, that's basically when
All
she
you need to
became
know is that the researchers buy it. It was recent enough for it was old enough to have the researchers see it and buy it.
Yeah, and it's like, and it's listed in the guides, so like, yeah, it's probably gonna be included.
Oh, I guess
Oh
that.
yeah, the character suggestion guide says that if you want to get in the mood for stars analysis, you need to play the genocide route of Undertale.
Oh, for
Exactly.
fuck's
It's a good game though.
Never played it.
Also-
Don't ever want to because I know the experience is not going to be the same because I already know everything that happens.
All right, guys,
Shame.
you heard it here first. He said it live. Nemesis hates Undertale. Now, what are you guys going to do about it? All right, for
Dogs
real
him,
though.
burn him. He doesn't
All
deserve
right,
rights.
all right, Nemesis. You asked us what we want, but what do you want?
Well, I was actually about to go under the fact that I did forget to bring up with these predictions. It's not always a matter of like what I might buy or what the people I got on might buy, but what Death Battle are going to buy. But you just said that apparently the researchers
All right,
buy
Death Battle, I
Unistar.
believe. Yeah.
I don't remember if they did or not. It's been a while, but
at a
but if they
high
listed the
end-
books, I'm pretty sure they would.
Basically, what I can tell for the episode, they're not gonna pass the star level Steven Universe level star or opportunity. It's just too good.
They, I don't know if they would go all the way with They could just use the lesser feats like usual, but but knowing them, they probably would also do that as well,
I
just
mean,
for the sake
Oh
of the
yeah,
joke.
speaking of lowballed stuff, Star does have another thing. If you want to do a lowballed version, if you don't buy any of the universe arguments, one of her spells literally is a lasso that can wrap around planets.
is that really going
So
to
that's
compare
fun.
to Solar System Calc for Steven?
Like no,
Now
like
that
just
they don't bring it up.
like basically they just use the lower ends, basically.
like moon level
both.
She-Ra's kind
Wait.
of shit.
Isn't Tiki researching on this one?
Yes.
They are, but you know that like in the episode they're gonna lowball characters usually to make it more believable to
I
a
mean,
casual
You
audience.
did just see Iron Fist versus Poe, right?
I did.
The
I did.
only thing they
But-
didn't bring up was Iron Fist's
Oh, yeah,
outlier
right.
universal feat.
Wait. Oh yeah, they did. What was up with that? I remember that. Yeah, what was up with that?
I would like to mention that they brought up that Iron Fist injured a Phoenix Force powered Namor, and that meant nothing.
Yeah, that was
guess-
that was sus.
I
But
guess
then
the big-
again, they already said that the Phoenix Force is only planetary, so they don't really. And Namor they put at fucking town level, so.
Yeah, I understand, but I'm just looking at that, and I'm just like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I saw that and I just laughed. I was like, well, okay, I don't expect it to use it, but sure. I don't even know why that
I'm
was
just
there.
imagining, can't wait for this to never get brought up. I'm even checking the tabs, like, all right, where is it? and it never showed up.
Truly stunning.
All right, now back on topic. I believe that. Yeah, they're gonna make a Boomstick Dad joke, at least in Steven's rundown, because spoiler alert. Greg Universe is one of the best dads in animated history.
Oh, absolutely. He's like the one. Of the
I
best
wish
characters.
I had a dad like that.
Instead, I have one that left me, and one that definitely won't be explored upon this season after all these jokes I've been making.
It's gonna be funny one of these days, I swear. You're gonna laugh, baby. This
It's
chair is
almost
really
like
creepy.
I met him last season at some point. I'm gonna go watch Red versus Blue.
I'm gonna go watch Rooster Teeth original Red vs. Blue, which you can check out if you go into the description.
Don't forget to
But
buy my fucking pop figure that's stored at roosterteeth.com.
Imagine if they released like at the end of the year they released like a shirt that just said Boomstick's dad.
yes, you order now so you can have the nothing. You can have nothing on this shirt that represents the medical form of Boomstick's dad.
They brought back the fight because it represents Boomstick's childhood.
It represents my father coming back to me after leaving for so long.
I beat him to death. That's a feat.
I in terms
Man,
of
we
what
never
I,
win this conversation was about
in
Steven
terms
versus
of what
Star.
I want, because I don't really know anything about them, so there's really nothing I can say I want from the episode. I'm going into this with less than no expectations.
Oh shit! I just remembered. This is like one of those episodes that has the potential to be a musical, because of Steven Universe's nature. Even during fights, Steven will break out into song.
Hey, Gumball, I severely doubt that's gonna happen. Don't cry. It's probably not gonna happen. Gumball,
Cry
Good.
about it.
don't worry. No, that's dumb, and you know it's not gonna happen. And second, maybe for the track there might be lyrics, but I don't know. Which, by the way, I expect the track to be very cool. Like basically the vibe that the trailer music gave. I expect those sort of vibes from the track itself.
I don't remember the
'Cause
track for the trailer.
I rewatched it so many times because it's just so unbelievable that it's actually happening. Oh my
Is
God.
it
Alright,
really
um,
unbelievable when they
Nemesis-
showed off
alright,
Steven
Nemesis,
Universe
I
at the
know-
start, at the
Hey
end of last
Nemesis,
season?
you know how it's cool where we forget a whole bunch of shit that we should mention? Yeah, guess what? Steven could turn into Godzilla.
I know that.
All right, yeah. I forgot about that. Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah, I
guess
tried to forget.
that's something I could expect to see. Is Godzilla
Oh yeah,
Steven...
Star has a spell. Star has a spell that causes their opponent mental trauma.
Oh, that's
so-
a very good way to get him to turn into the big monster.
Yeah. Oh crikey, mate! It looks like some kind of pink Godzilla.
What the fuck is that
wish
supposed
you
to
brought
be?
me back my dad. I don't know.
Right, it's a big pink Godzilla, mate. Bloody
Dude, I
oath.
was just trying. I completely fucking forgot. I'm sorry, man. I was just trying to imitate
Crikey.
Steve Irwin.
Get a load of this fella. It's a big old pink Godzilla.
Man.
Now you want to make sure you don't
Man,
get
I
too
can't
close
wait to
him.
get canceled on Twitter for this. Just midway through a prediction blog, I just turned completely racist. That's awesome.
Oh my fucking God.
Joke's on you. I don't have a Twitter.
Now you do. I'm gonna make one for you.
Oh no.
I really
Tomato
hope
Man
that
game.
Pink Godzilla Steven eats Joe Tarzana from your turn to die. I think that'd be great. That'd be a great scene.
Why did you?
I still need to finish.
Actually,
the
this
second
is
part
now a
of that.
good time to bring in my new product. It's called Danganronpa juice.
I swear to you.
Mmm, tasty. Tastes of a lot of iron, surprisingly.
On the surface, it may look like strawberry milk, and don't be fooled. The strawberries next to it are actually made out of Danganronpa. Danganronpanite. It's an element on the elemental table. You see, it's made of Danganronpanite. Thus the name. I am smart science man.
So, like, what do you guys like expect in the animation? Because obviously, you know a lot more about both these characters than me.
I'm expecting at least Steven to attempt to break out into salon. I'm expecting him to try and be friendly, pacifistic. It's like that one scene in Megamind, like, it's time for our witty dialogue banter. You first, and it's just on Star's End.
Yeah.
Like you could say that she's being represented around by doing this, but then you also remember that season 4 exists, so you're like, eh.
I mean, I can't really comment. There has been a bit of flanderization in this season so far, but I will not be able to identify it for Star or Steven. I would not be able to.
If it does pop up, we'll let you know.
I'll blindly believe you, yeah.
But
So this
from
alright,
what
this
I'm
part where
ex-
Steven tries to be kind, that's completely out of character because he's an asshole, and I just like believe you, you know.
You, the sad thing is that like Steven Universe haters who saw Future, yeah, they would tell you that.
Oh yeah, doesn't he like actively attack someone or something like that at some point?
He actively attacked White Diamond, and that was because she allowed herself to be possessed because that was part of her quote unquote redemption arc. And then Steven took this opportunity. He's like, "You're the one that caused me all this pain. I'm going to kill you." And then he doesn't go through with it.
Yeah. And then he also spoilers. He also shattered Jasper and killed her basically, but then revived her.
He doesn't know what a Jasper is. Imagine
It's the big buff ugly one.
Yeah, the big buff ugly one.
Hmm.
She's also the one behind a whole bunch of relationship abuse.
Ah, the rock
Yeah.
behind the slaughter. I see.
It's been so long.
Don't.
What about you, Hyper? What do you expect to see? Or I guess like what do you want to see the characters do, like with their abilities? Mostly Star, because Steven's just got a shield and some forms.
For Star, I want her. I want her to. For Star, I want her to I want her to like go crazy with her abilities like she does in the show, and like spam like her narwhal blast and and like her cloud abilities and all that stuff, and if theoretically if Steven went to that monster form, which I don't know if she would, but if he did, I would like if she also went to that giant like Avatar big form she did in like
What? Hold on.
the
What?
war episode.
This could become a
Yeah, she
kaiju
can make
fight?
Yeah, it can. It can. Yeah, because like she can make a giant avatar
See,
of
now
herself.
I've got something to look forward to. It's going to become a kaiju
Alright,
fight.
alright.
I
Yeah,
don't.
you see, she could turn herself into Twitter on June, and that gives her armor made of rainbows because Twitter on June, that's the joke. Or maybe I could have just said Tumblr. Damn it.
But yeah, like it could. Yeah, but like I don't know if they would make Steven turn into a giant monster
I
form.
feel
But
like
if they did,
would. I'm not sure on the Star thing, but I feel like because like this would Star really
Oh, for
go
Star.
murder just
Oh, yeah,
some
no.
regular bloke?
Yeah,
No
no,
hesitation.
no, she does go big form. Like for Star, I can imagine her doing it, but for Steven, it's just the way he does turn into it is that it's a lot of built up like trauma and stress from him and like from like over the series and future that let him turn into this. It's not like he naturally turned into it, so like I don't know if they would allow him to, but if they did, it would make for a cool dynamic, I would say. And also like I wanted to have like a and also like I would also like want it to have a feel of like a crossover event, a crossover event between these cartoon shows and like them duking out, spitting quips at each other and like interacting with each other's abilities and like Star having a tough time going through his shield and then doing bigger spells and then Steven just narrowly escaping each time, coming up with strategies coming up with
I
strategies
don't
to
know why.
combat it
I
and stuff.
imagine her throwing a narwhal at him and just a scene of Steven going, "What the fuck? What the fuck? Did you just throwing animals at me?"
Yes, and then she
that
just
doesn't seem right.
yeah. Oh yeah, no, it would be she would just throw a bunch of narwhals and then it's like he keeps blocking them and she's like, "That's it. Spider with the top hat." And then it's like, "Oh, it's a little spider." And then he tries and then the hat turns into a gun and just runs away. That would be very charming if they did that.
I can see an appeal. I can see an appeal to this fight now, more or less.
Alright, Nemesis, basically all you need to know is like 10 out of 10, it's going to be a disintegration death.
I hope, please, oh my god, please, I hope the last time they did that
Was literally last episode.
Oh, no. The last time they didn't do that for a childhood character was, oh my god.
Just saying that she can recreate that and it wouldn't be out of character for her to do it.
Or
Be quiet.
or she's just gonna step on Monster Steven. Ew, I stepped in loser.
Oh, Cartoon Network really do be bringing the dislikes.
You
my
said
gosh.
that.
Speaking of,
you said Star
when it's
has
time
the.
to review this episode, you're going to have to review every Cartoon Network and Disney episode. So have fun with
There's
that.
not much for Disney. I mean, I guess I have to look at Danny versus Jake again, an episode I barely remember.
Scrooge versus Shovel.
If that counts.
And that's that. Yeah. I was wondering if that should count because like he started in the comics. Do we count that? I was having
he had
that conversation
his
with
main
people.
focus was the Disney show, so I feel like it would ish.
Oh no, because there was a lot of stuff from the comics in there. Like there was a lot of stuff from the comics.
I guess like a maybe. Oh, and I guess like while on the topic of like the reception, this has the potential to be the most disliked episode this season. Considering who would most likely win the episode, basically, if Steven won, he wouldn't cause that much stall because Steven is generally more liked than Star was, especially because of her very controversial ending. Yeah, but since most of the arguments and community are leaning towards Star, it's gonna be a very interesting
Although
reaction.
you say possibly most disliked, but we also know that Dio vs Alucard's going to happen.
Yeah, right. I guess like Alucard is generally like the most picked for the casual audience, but
And I mean, if you
he's
think
not
about
really
it,
like
you're either going to kill one of the most popular characters from JoJo, or you're going to kill a character who's considered borderline unstoppable, one of the strongest characters in Versus by the casuals. There's really no way to get out of that without at least some quantity of what the fuck.
Right,
yeah.
but you see, neither one of them is Steven Universe, and that's the problem.
That much is
Yeah.
true, but
Yeah, because like I don't know Helsing as much, but I know like within the Versus community, I know within the Versus community and casual Versus people, like it can be very very interesting, but he's not like as popular or like well known.
It's
At least
gonna
from
be
my
like, but
eyes.
Alucard won the TBX. What's wrong with you guys?
well, a lot of it's going to be Dio can't kill Alucard. That's going to be the big thing.
Basically, yeah. Basically,
And we
yeah.
can just take this audio and put it in that prediction, and no one would notice.
Like,
Open up your video like that.
I mean, I don't really have much stake in that, so I wouldn't say. But I'd say definitely for this one, it would be definitely at least one of the most this season, considering the backlash in terms of how passionate
I
the
can
fans
definitely
are
imagine
and
the dislikes being really high.
and
this one, yeah.
and how much people don't like Star, especially after an ending. Which, I mean, I don't blame them, but I feel it's a bit overhated. When
I just like
first
Star because she's friends with Ponyhead.
Those words don't mean anything to me.
I
All
don't
right,
really
all right,
care
all
about her
right,
that much.
okay.
So,
Okay, I think it's time for me to explain. Once Hyper's done, of course.
But yeah, I guess like for me, for like it would definitely be the most disliked, and like because of the ending for Star, which when I first saw it, I didn't think it was that bad, but then I saw the discussions about it and why it was very questionable for why that happened, and I went like, yeah, but I don't think it's like. Okay, yeah, no, it's definitely bad, but I don't think it's the worst thing ever.
I'm wondering if they're
But
going to make
it's
like
definitely-
a joke about it being bad in the episode.
I would like to mention that her committing genocide adds another dynamic to this fight. Steven ending the war against space Nazis and Star becoming a multi-dimensional Nazi for pretty much as her and her family's own game.
No one's ever explained to me the whole genocide thing. Anyway, I have no idea what that's all about.
All right, so there
No,
was
I
this
got
woman.
this.
There was this.
No, let Hyper explain for once.
Yes, please. Basically,
Fucking
there's
persona
this.
profile picture.
Shut up. Shut up. I'm playing Strikers. Shut up. Anyways, basically, there's this one crazy lady in the finale who's leading a war against all of Muni, and it empowers a bunch of people with magic, and Star and her allies have no way of defeating her. So then,
Even though Star should have been easily able to wipe her with all the magic that she knows.
yeah, but just for plot reasons, she just can't. But basically, she's left with one choice to basically destroy all magic, which would nullify the army's abilities to use magic, including the main bad herself. But that would also kill every single magical being within all the realms.
Which
And
is like
that
99% of the multiverse.
I mean, I wouldn't say like, I mean, yeah, it's a good amount, including all of her spells and a lot of people she knows and everything. But yeah, she makes the choice
Ponyhead
to.
is not one of these people.
No, I don't know
God
how
damn
she
it.
still. I don't know how she still manages to fly after that. Like, at least don't make her fly. I don't know how, but sure.
She's
But,
a
yeah.
disembodied head of a horse. Do you think she's just gonna walk?
At least lay on
How
the
is-
ground. But
how
yes.
is it alive? If magic's
I
not
don't
a
know.
thing anymore, how is it even alive? It's a disembodied head. It's got no body, for it is disembodied.
So
Uh,
basically, Star goes down to this. There's basically this gateway full of yellow stuff. That's where all magic is, and that's where she got naked with her mom and hung out with there for a while because it also makes you lose your memories. And that was a really uncomfortable episode. Now you can continue because I needed to mention that because that's what the show decided to do willingly. I needed to get that out
I
there.
blanked on all of that.
All
Fair
right,
enough.
when you go through editing that, you're gonna enjoy it.
Why am I
Fair
thinking
enough.
Ragia?
But yes, she basically goes into this realm of magic and basically uses the whispering spell of all magic and just destroys it all completely. And yeah, and basically all
For
magic is
context,
gone.
the whispering spell is basically skibbity bop dada if it was a magic attack.
That is an awful
Yeah.
explanation that means nothing to me because I didn't hear anything you
All
said.
right, giant explosion, kamikaze, haha.
So if it's a giant explosion that can wipe out all magic, does that at all translate to attack potency as well?
No,
because it's basically a spell that specifically goes for this, and she wasn't alone in doing this. Literally,
okay.
every ancestor from her family came back from the dead just to do this, even though there's no implication that they could ever do this.
Ah, no, that makes sense because it means they can commit a genocide and she'll get all the blame for it.
You know what? Best timeline.
That's gonna be the comment section for 90% of it is just gonna be that for this episode. I bet.
All right. Prediction for the comment section. The top comment is going to be the boy who saved the world from genocide lost to the woman who started genocide.
Basically that. Yeah.
Started a genocide.
Oh yeah, and
It
also,
sounds like she ended the genocide while she was at it. She just did it.
yeah, she ended a war, but caused massive amount of sacrifice, which also took out all the main baddies as well. But yeah. Oh yeah, and also merged all the realms together since there's
So
no
she got one of
magic
the highest
leading
kill
away.
counts of any character
Except
on
for
Death
that
Battle.
hyper. Except for that last part. You know what series that reminds me of?
What?
Ba-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da.
I'm blocking you.
Am I wrong?
I'm not commenting on that. Yeah, that's basically the whole gist of that, and it's
I see.
yeah, it's bad. It's bad. That's all I'll say.
We didn't even mention that the human and magic world that she lived in conveniently fused. Because get this, Muni is just the human world, but in another dimension where they focused on magic over technology.
Oh my god, I completely forgot about that.
So this world that's focused on magic is totally fucked now because its entire infrastructure is gone.
Oh, but all the monsters still exist. And by the way,
How?
one of the major parts of the story was her trying to get rid of monster bigotry, because monsters aren't bad. It's literally the plot line of the extra credits video, but not nearly as bad.
Yeah.
This all makes a lot
Yeah.
of sense to me.
She took her own family to court over this and found out that the magic counseling people were all massive racists who framed the previous queen, Eclipsa, her husband, of all these acts of murder, crystallized him, and tried to do it the second and he was free, all in front of the people, and they expected to win in the end.
So who wins between Star Butterfly and Leighton T. Montgomery from the B movie in a court battle?
Oh, this is a tough one. I guess it would depend on the witnesses they call. Are we going neutral territory here?
Sure.
All right, so I guess the Beekeepers and Marco Diaz. That sound about fair?
Sure.
All right, so you see, Marco has actually spent a couple decades in this other dimension because time goes differently there. So he's actually been training against these magic people for the longest time. He knows their ins and outs, their weaknesses. But he's up against a couple beekeepers, and that's like really hard. They're beekeepers.
Yep. It's pretty. Yeah. It's very weird. Oh yeah, right. I forgot to mention okay.
Yeah, we keep forgetting a lot of things.
Back on topic. Steve, yeah, Smart. Both Steven and Star have these allies that are with them most of the time. For Star, it's Marco, who she always has on as her ally, and then for Steven, it's his
girlfriend Connie, who he get fused with, and fusion is very much a metaphor for sex.
Be quiet! Don't you dare imply anything dangerous, or I will actually.
He fused with his dad once.
Well, you can go fuse with yourself.
Yes. Yeah. He basically his other ally is Steven. Steven's other ally is Connie, and they both fuse within the show. And I kind of want to have this dynamic of like Marco and Star versus Stevani, because Stevani is when Steven does most of his offense. He does a lot of it in future as well, but I would also like to see a little in the interaction of like with Stevani
We
versus.
should probably mention that there's some part of the arsenal that's exclusive to Connie, not just Stevani, but you see Connie, this normal girl, 14-year-old girl who has no combat experience with her life. She has access to Rose's sword. Just a straight up fucking sword.
Yeah, and it basically just complements Steven's shield when they fuse, so it's like a sword and shield combo.
Wait, isn't he
And
Rose though? Hold on, what? Wait, I'm confused. What?
Yeah.
Okay, so Rose is an alias, Two Pink Diamond. They're basically the same person.
Yeah, they're basically like the same thing, and basically, Rose, after Rose buried his Steven's dad, she sort of became Steven. It's weird, but that's also means she's part human.
You see, yeah, giving birth to Steven killed her, but also not at the same time. You're gonna have fun here.
How did a rock give birth?
Painfully.
It didn't. It didn't. I think she's just transformed into a half human, basically.
I hate both
Basically,
of these shows now.
she's all right. All right. So, are you familiar with the law of equivalent exchange?
Yes.
Yeah. All right. And that's all you need to know.
Where'd all the hair go? All right, so
Now, to get rid of this awkward silence.
how many of Steven's forms do you think are going to appear in the animation?
I'm expecting his base. Ace, he
No
gets all
shit.
pink and glowy when he gets dressed.
We're gonna get
Yes,
base Steven in a fight. Thanks.
I mean,
You
we
know
don't know. We don't know that. For
Yo,
a
my
fact.
uncle works at Death Battle. Steven is going to be fighting with a shield.
Though,
Isn't that crazy?
do you think they're gonna go with like future Steven or younger Steven?
If it's Sprite, ain't younger Steven, because I think that's all the existing sprites that are right now. Unless they got Origin to make future sprites, which might be available considering how long future's been a thing.
Yeah, they could like have custom sprites for future.
Because
yeah.
I'm kind of wondering.
Season 6 didn't have a custom sprites at the time. That's why Ben was like in his classic form. So
Yeah.
clearing up that confusion, they didn't have the original sprites to make Omniverse or Alien Force Ben. So if people are still wondering about why that is, that's the answer.
Mm.
And the sprites that they got from Ben there came from a Russian bootleg. I know that because I saw some random Connor the Waffle video,
That sounds about
and
right.
this is knowledge that I carry with me now.
But
All right then.
how many of Steven's forms can he access like while he was young?
While he,
Like as a kid, basically just his base form.
So
And then, like, at the season finale, well, series finale for the original, he was able to turn pink, and for the longest time, people thought he was unbeatable.
wait, what?
And then-
I don't get the logical through line there.
In the Change Your Mind episode, this pink version of Steven came out after the gem was ripped out of his stomach, and he's someone who, just by screaming, was able to knock everyone off balance and render them powerless. And so people thought, oh, he just massively upscales in the entirety of the Steven Universe cast. And they kind of weren't wrong, but it seems like he had more flaws in future, so people didn't think he was nearly as unbeatable now as they looked back then.
So if they do give him like forms he had in future, but they're using Kid Steven, would that be like?
Oh, then just
how would
then you
that
got
work?
like base, pink, and probably kaiju.
yeah.
So do you think they would do
You-
that? Like have Kid Steven using future Steven's forms?
Yeah, it's not really that much of a problem.
Basically, it's just his classic design. It's just him with the. It's just his classic design with the different forms, which I don't think is that bad.
Oh,
It's not
oh
that
yeah, oh yeah. Steven does have the ability to transform, but he doesn't really do it because there was one episode he tried to turn parts of his body into a cat, right? So he turns
my
his
God,
fi-
I remember that. Yeah, like he turns his
Alright,
fingers into
alright.
cats. He turns his
Whoa,
fingers
whoa,
into
whoa!
cats.
Each
and
one of his fingers is an entire cat.
yeah, like
basically
little
a
mini
cat's
cats.
head, and then
That's
all right,
horrifying.
and then oh
This
no,
show's
it
for-
gets worse. His
show's
entire
for
body
kids?
becomes separate cats, and he's more cat than person. And he's asking his father to help him as he's crawling towards him with his disembodied meows, and he's just crying through all of it.
Yeah, like
This
it
was
was.
one of the first episodes.
Yeah, no, yeah, like I saw this when I was younger. I was like, what? Looking at it's like, and like they spray him with the hose with like this dramatic music to like get rid of the cats off of him.
Oh yeah,
It
the
was
cats
like-
fucking die.
Well, they don't. No, they don't die. It's just literally just a form. They're not dead. It's literally just a form. They just sort of go away. Yeah.
Oh yeah, and yeah, oh yeah, Hyper. Want to know what the very next episode was after that?
Was it the one where he like grew age?
It was
like,
Frybo. Fucking Frybo was the next episode after Cat Fingers.
God, that
Man,
was messed up. Did that come
I-
out on Halloween? I feel like it did, because that is mess. That is mess.
You can see Nemesis's face of confusion through the screen.
You don't know what my
Okay,
face
so
looks like.
basically,
I
there
don't
was
need
this-
to. I could tell your face is saying I'm done with this shit.
All you need to know is that it was a Fry's mascot. It was a Fry's mascot that was that was basically possessed by a gem being.
It was
basically
FNAF before
ketchup.
FNAF.
Yes, and it smelled, and it had ketchup all over him that looked like blood. That was fun.
All right, Nemesis, move on to the next topic, please.
Well, I mean, I think we've covered most of the necessary topics. So, in terms of the prediction, Steven at best can get around Solar System and could be faster. Star is pretty solidly at Universal. If you want to be Phantom Multi-Plus, Star has all the hacks. Could be comparable in speed depending on what you buy. So Steven gets
Oh,
completely washed out.
Phantom just posted a 1.3 trillion C calc for Star.
Are you fucking serious?
Wait, no, not 1.3. 13.
Wait.
13.07 trillion C.
Yo,
I can just post it here in the chat.
I see it. Yeah, Phantom Pog.
Oh, you see it?
I'm going to.
Yeah,
Should
there-
I just delete Clock's message so I can just have the whole thing as a single screen cap?
There you
Sure.
go.
Oh,
There
no,
it
okay.
is.
I'm just gonna put that on screen. Just be like, we've had some interesting developments, and this means that if you go with the quadrillions calc for Steven, he's not that much faster. He's only about 100 times faster. By that.
Awesome!
Oh, wow, it was dated mid-video. That's a great thing.
Poggers!
So based on this, Steven still has a speed advantage, but it's not nearly as big as the attack potency advantage.
I'm gonna tell.
Yeah, and now I have the crippling depression advantage.
Good.
Thanks. Just put that on my versus battle wiki page before they nerf me to wall for interacting with comics.
Oh man.
Sorry, not sorry.
So
I bet none of them even got this far into the video.
Star should wash. She probably will in the episode because apparently some of the researchers buy the stuff for Star. And in terms of what could happen in the animation, Star could make Steven get trauma and turn into a kaiju, and then she turns into a kaiju and they just have a kaiju fight. Which is what I want to see the most now, is a giant woman versus a big pink...
Speaking of giant woman, that's the name and plot of one of the earlier Steven Universe episodes, because he fantasizes about seeing a giant woman.
Okay, I don't know that much, but I know that giant woman is a thing in Steven Universe, because I watched a Transformer toy reviewer who made a reference to it.
Nice. Anyway, so thank you for having us on. Congrats on, 11K subs now.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
Crazy. Thanks.
Yeah. By the way, Phantom loves
and
you.
I fucking missed the Q&A. Wonderful.
And also, Gumball, the Phantom says he loves you and says you're welcome for the thing.
I hope they do Monokuma versus Teddy. I fucking hope.
The infinite timeline thing.
Right.
The infinite timeline things doesn't scale to anyone, so Star's just uni, so you're fine.
Okay.
Oh wait, does Phantom know about this prediction?
No, he doesn't.
No, he doesn't. Oh well, now he does.
The only
now he's saying. Oh wait, now they're saying. Now they're saying I'm gonna make Gumball matter. Okay, and now they said 16-point quintillion C.
What chat are you on?
Just in a group chat with him.
Oh, well, that makes me
Universe
unhappy.
Alright,
yeah.
Phantom, if you've gotten this far into the video, I want you to comment, "I'm sorry, Gumball Senpai." Only then will I accept your apology and maybe not ban you.
Phantom's not gonna get. They're not gonna get this far. No, they're not. Straight up.
But what if?
At the very least, this was one of the more on-topic, group or podcast style predictions I've done. We got through all the stuff pretty quickly, so I'm very happy for you two.
Yeah, that's
very cool.
Dude, we are going to be so hyped for Red's reaction. And once again, this is going to be on the anniversary of our server, so yeah, there's a whole lot of expectations and hype around us specifically.
Will I be promoted to admin for the anniversary?
No.
If you give this episode a good review, I will consider it.
I mean, I'm hoping it's good. I am hoping it's good because I never hope an episode's bad. Like, there's no point in wanting something to be bad if I'm gonna watch it, right?
Yeah.
I mean, there's a difference between having low expectations and genuinely hoping it's bad. Like, if you hope that episode is bad, that's just straight up spiteful.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd never hope. Because,
another Marvel vs. DC episode, I hope they ain't shit.
The thing is, right, with any matchup, it's someone's dream matchup. It's someone's most wanted. Someone out there is just super fucking chuffed with what they're doing and can't wait to see it. And, who am I to say, fuck you, I want it to be bad, you can go suck a dick? Who am I to do that, huh?
I mean, I can think of someone.
I can think of someone.
You know who they are.
Yes. But that's not me, and I do not want to be them.
Yeah, it's definitely not you. I am so tempted to name drop who it is, though, but I have standards.
Yes, and I don't want anyone to go looking for them as a result of hearing the name and giving them any attention.
Yeah, no, they don't deserve the attention, negative or otherwise.
Yes. So, yeah, thank you guys for coming. You guys know a lot more than me, and you helped me.
Thank you, guys. Thank you for letting us on. We'll be sure to tell you all the other horrific things like Ponyhead during the wait.
Yeah, I'm going to be exposed to a lot of shit that I don't give a damn about in the wait.
You'll
But
just be very, very confused.
I now have some semblance of expectations for the episode. Just knowing that it could be a really charming animation with a lot of personality to it, and there could be a kaiju fight. So I mean, that's what I want.
Like we just saw how Po-Fist went. They definitely have the experience and the animation potential and the charm. My God, like I know it literally just happened, but if there was an episode that I would want to compare Steven versus Star's expectations to, it would be Po-Fist.
It's basically what I would want it to be on that level. That I want it to be like that. Poe versus Iron Fist, but for Star
it's
Steven.
gonna be so jarring. I can't tell what Nemesis's review is going to be, but like.
Boomstick didn't say Tai Lung.
Oh yeah, right.
You
0
know
out
what?
of 10.
100,
0 out of 10.
100.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
horrible.
definitely.
Absolutely horrible.
Tai
Can't believe
Lung.
it.
That's all they needed. Was just,
They name dropped the other two villains, but not Tai Lung.
I'm sorry for Biffweed. It's very sad.
I mean, like, Lord Shen was necessary, but Kai and Tai Lung weren't completely necessary, but could have just dropped. You could have just had after the ending clip, before it goes to the weapons are ready, just Tai Lung.
Like that time, he totally beat Tai Lung.
No. You see, they watched Biffweed's video and they know how much he likes Tai Lung, so they specifically went out of their way not to mention him
Just makes
at
me
all.
sad.
That's
This could mean one of two things. One, Tai Lung's getting his own death battle. Two, they just really hate Biffweed.
I mean, if they had it out for Biffweed, they would have instead had brought up Ryuga somehow in the conclusion. That's what they would have done if they had watched our videos and wanted to spite Biff. Was explicitly mentioned the other one.
What if they saw Biffweed's video and they name dropped Emmett in the rundown, but not fucking Tai Lung?
I just realized they could have easily brought up Ryuga because both of them can summon a dragon, which is just like Ryuga's base spirit. So I feel like if they actually had intended to spite Biff, they would have done that, and they didn't. So instead, they're just stupid.
exactly. Oh man, I'm very. So, man, I'm just very excited to see this go down, to see more cartoon representation, and to see one of my most wanted happening. And then maybe the episode after is probably the one and only time for the matchup that I've always been waiting for. I don't know, maybe, possibly that's what everyone else is saying. I don't know why they're saying it. I really don't know.
It's been the last few weeks, or the last few episodes, people have said, "Oh, the next time is Corvus Alex, gotta be."
No, that's literally just me.
There's been more than you. There's been more than you.
Who? What? I'm sorry. I do that ironically. People need to understand that I don't actually think it actually is. I just say that because I don't want to make
Nemesis, cue the outro now.
No.
Anyway, yes. Thank you guys for coming. You guys can say goodbye, and I'll stop the recording after you're done. Yeah.
All right. Thank you for letting me on, and I'm looking forward to talking about this more in the reaction. I can't wait to be. I can't wait to be on channels that are more successful than me.
Yes. Thank you for having me on here. It was fun. Looking forward to this and seeing everything else and screaming like a baby.
Hyper, are you gonna say something that isn't written in your cue cards?
I don't know what you're talking about. But Yeah. Thanks for having me.
Of course, it's been a great
All
time.
right, all right. The real debate, honestly, is counting how many debunked videos are going to be there after a solid week of the episode coming out.
Too many.
Gee.
Anyways, bye.
All right, later.
You guys can drop any links. Thanks for leaving the call, Gumball. But any links you want me to put in the description, I'll put them there to, like, channel or anything like that. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
See you guys.
Later.